Here we go. E4, E5, this move, bishop to C5. Look familiar. I hope it does because I just covered it. It's a Gyoko piano. This is a case where black wins this and white castles too early. And again, I selected this one because it's a really common opening if you're just getting started, and so it should be relatable in that sense. Bishop to G5, we're now going to attack this guy. This one scooches back, and then he plays D6. This is a neat little move. Essentially what he's doing with D6 is he's saying, I don't know if I'm actually going to castle just yet. The benefit of delaying castling in this type of situation is that you reserve the option to turn your shield into more of an offensive asset and turn it into like a pawn avalanche. So instead of being a defensive unit, it's like a battering ram. And so if the opponent is not privy to this and just castles, we go, ha ha ha. All right, G5 time. All right, let's go back a little bit though. Another way this could have gone, before we get into that one, is they go knight to C3, doing the same thing black is doing and going, I'm not going to castle just yet either. Let's go right here. Well, in this situation, if we were to castle, this would end horribly after knight to D5. And then after this move right here, it seems like we're breaking the pin. And so if retreats like this, okay, it's all good. I guess we just go here. But this would be a bad move. The right move would be here, sacking a piece, and it's pretty deep. There's a lot to it. So if you were to go just like this, then when the bishop takes, then you can't defend the knight. And this Gyoko piano bishop that's out here on C5 goes like, oh man, I wish I could help and go to E7. But with any opening, there's always a downside. And so that's what black would be experiencing here. So you got to be strategic about it, not let something like that happen. So if they go knight to C3, we could still actually go G5. This could be an interesting way to do it, even if they haven't castled. We can go here, we can maybe go like this, and then if they go here, we do this. All right, what does this move do? Underhand pitch, traps bishop, you got it, yep. So that's why this pawn avalanche, even if they're not castled, could still work quite well. All right, so then he castles this way, and then we launch it. We go like this, pawn here to G5, they come up like this, and now we go pawn to H5, aiming to trap that bishop. So they go here, pawn to H4, and then the plot thickens, because it's not so simple as in the other scenario. White has some counterplay, namely their sudden attack on F7. If you don't castle, there's a downside to it. Your own king can become weak. Well, this is all good. We're just going to allow for it. They're going to take here on F7. We're going to grab this guy, and after takes this way, we're down a total of 9 points. Yikes. All right, that gets kind of crazy, and we'll talk about that in a second. If they go this way, the material count, by the way, would be totally level. So we go, all right, we have 4 minor pieces. They have 3, and so material is level. Yeah, we would have a huge advantage. And why would that be? Because it's not about to be level for long. They're attacking our queen, and don't forget, our lovely innocent little rook over here who's just trying to remain in Switzerland and stay out of it is going to get destroyed in a second. No problemo. It's going to take one for the team. We're going to queen E7, and then after right here, now we go like this. Threatening knight to G5, which is absolutely devastating. There is no defense to the upcoming queen to H2 checkmate. Whew. All right, so he goes, I will have none of that. I'm taking your queen right now. Can't checkmate me if it's off the board. Okay, so now what do we do? Bishop to F7? Well, that's their piece. I heard that they like oatmeal raisin cookies a lot. Do you have like some oatmeal raisin cookies you can give them? Because otherwise, it's just, there's nothing you could do. That's going to be their piece. That's why you always got to have some cookies on hand. Oh, bishop to F2. Kids are always confused by that joke, and then there's always like a parent who's like, that was funny. I'm like, I live for you. Yes. No, it's a joke that I will never stop making because it amuses me. So anyway, yeah, bishop to F2 looks good, but is it? Remember, we're down a ton of points, specifically 7. So they would be very willing to just nullify this attack with something like this and say, hey, forget it. You can have the rook. I'm already up a queen. So we take this way and then takes right here, and it's a net wash. Like, we're still down by 6 points. Don't get the joke. That's the best part, is that the kids never get the joke. Anyway, you don't want to do bishop to F2. You want to do something different. Only one good move here. The previous position with the queen to F8, knight F7 thing, that was very concrete and tactical. You couldn't really use that much logic to figure it out. This one you can use logic. So here's a big hint. So what's a sad piece that heard mention of oatmeal raisin cookies and would really like to get in the game? The bishop. So we're going to bring in the bishop. So just activate your sad pieces. You turn sad pieces into happy pieces. Generally, good things are going to happen. So we're going to go like this. Bishop here to G4. And then after this, then they go, all right, tell you what, you can have my queen because I'm going to get this rook. And the rook is like, I'm trying to stay out of this. Okay, so after right here, now what are we going to do? Black to move right here. Should we take the queen? Should we do something else? Hint, hint, hint. Because remember, the theme here is that they castled too soon, and so now we're going to smash them like a bug. So we're going to pursue this guy. All right, that's not that big of a hint because there's still a lot of moves you could do to pursue that. Which one is the best? This is actually ridiculously complicated. I'm just realizing now. You'd almost kind of have to get lucky. Let me rephrase. The move is rook takes H2, okay? What is the idea behind this move? What's the threat? What's happening here? Stood on 7 points, remember. This has got to work or we're going down in flame. Maybe bring the second rook over. It very well could be, yep. And so go like this and then threaten mate. I would say the other thing too is that we're stopping them from going H3 and clogging that H file. And so right here, the queen's going to get a harm's way. And then to follow this up, now we're going to do knight into D4. The pieces are swarming the king. This is a pretty fantastic example. It's fictitious, but really well done. Really awesome book. So if you're interested in learning more about that. Art of Attack. You can check this one out. I devoured it as a teenager, and it remains a staple of my lessons that I do even still. All right, so we do this knight sack right here, and then now with the bishop and the rook, this mate threat is just unstoppable, or so it would seem. He says, no. Remember, I have lots and lots of points, 9 of them. So he goes here. Okay, so should we take? No, because again, mathematically, we have to think about this, that if we go like this, now we win 9, that's neat, but we lose 5. So we're still at a net just -5. We need something better. So we're gonna do this move. Rook here to G2. All right, so then they go over here, and now we have this neat little windmill-like tactic set up, and so we don't even need no stinking second rook. We got these bishops and rook here, and oh boy, can they do some damage. What would be the finish from this position? Black to move, same prompt as before. Let's see who's gonna be first to solve it. This one's easier than the last one. I want the whole line, come on. So we got this way, and then king to G1, and then a rook like here. Seems compelling, right? So we got this check going on right here. Who's gonna find it first? Nice. There you go. Nice job, Andrew. So you go like this, and then he's in check, so he can't take the rook. This is my favorite tactic, by the way. It always has been. It's called discovered attack. So you move one thing, but that thing's not really the problem. The thing is the thing behind it. I don't know, for whatever reason, that just always resonated with me. I just like that tactic a lot. More common tactics are pins and forks, but this one's pretty neat. It's kind of abstract. So we are like, okay, we're moving the rook, but you're in check, so you can't take this thing. He goes this way, you do here, and then the Gyoko piano bishop for the win comes in handy. Beautiful little checkmate right here. What do you guys think, huh? Is that amazing or what? Double check, checkmate. Crowd goes wild. Cool stuff. What do you think?